Hey guys, there was a slight change of plans whenever Miss McCumber and I were planning on Friday. So our video is a little bit different than normal. This is a Screencastify. I'm going to walk you through some of the concepts that I need you to know before we jump into this week. So that's why you get to hear my lovely voice and you don't get to see the fun video side of things. But I think honestly this might be more helpful for this particular concept because theme can be a little bit confusing sometimes. I'm going to break down, first of all, a review of what theme is. You guys know this. You've talked about this in 7th grade. You're going to be fine. And we're going to go really slow with theme this year. So even if you are confused right now, there's no pressure. Everything's okay. After that, I'm going to get into how we're going to ask discussion questions about theme because that's part of your assignment for this Thursday, or it's going to be due this Thursday. So let's just jump in. We're going to start with theme. So you guys know this. Theme is a universal message in a story revealed to the audience through literary elements like character, setting, and plot. The main little piece of information here is universal message. It is applicable to other parts of life outside of just the story. So that makes it universal. It can apply to multiple ways of life, multiple different people. A theme is not written specific to the story. It is broader than that, and it's something that we can apply to our own lives if we would like to. It is revealed to the audience through characters, setting, and plot. So this year, that's going to be a really important piece to this puzzle we call theme. You guys are going to learn how to analyze how character actions and dialogue and things like that reveal the theme, how the setting helps reveal the theme, and how the plot and the way the story moves reveals the theme. But like I said, we're going to go slower with this because we have all year to study theme. So this is a review. I'm pretty sure you guys learned this little word equation last year. But normally when we write themes, we are going to write it in this structure. So you're going to have an abstract noun, which we know about. Abstract nouns are things or ideas that we can't physically touch. And you're going to add that with a linking verb. And a linking verb, very similarly to an abstract noun, is a verb or an action that isn't necessarily visible to us as people. So an action verb is running, walking, singing, hiking. Those are actions. You can physically see someone running, walking, singing, or hiking. But a linking verb in this case is going to be not visible. So an example of this would be the different verbs that make up the verb be. So the idea of being is just to exist, right? But really, we can't necessarily put our finger on seeing someone exist. That's an action, but it's not really a visible action. So a linking verb would be is, are, were, should be, would be, all those different verbs that make up this idea of existing. So love is, or bravery should be, those would be kind of a combination of abstract nouns and linking verbs. And then we tag on our own text-based opinion or comment. And it's really important that that's text-based. We aren't just giving our own opinion about abstract nouns. We are giving specifics from the text whenever we write that, or it's an opinion based on what the text reveals to us. Also, side note, sorry if you can hear my dog like whining and all of that. I'm making this from home, so if you have any random sounds that sound like a dog, that's my dog Allie. She's really cute. Sorry you can't see her right now. So like I said, we're going to go really slow with this. So even though, yes, we are going to get to this point, we are not going to start with this. We're going to take it slow. So in your notes, in that section that is all about abstract nouns and themes, you are only going to write abstract nouns right now. Okay, eventually we're going to get to the point where we're going to start writing full sentence themes. We are only going to start with the abstract nouns. Okay, so in your notes, you're going to still do your inferences and you're going to still do the garden information, but where it says themes from the text, you are going to write abstract nouns. So if you remember in the tutorial notes from last week, when we read about Kim together, when we filled out chapter 1 together, you remember that I just had abstract nouns like community and family. Those things are what Kim's chapter revealed to us while we were reading. So that's what I'm looking for. So as you're reading about Wendell and Gonzalo, that's chapters 3 and 4, you're going to look at how Wendell and Gonzalo reveal different abstract nouns. You're not writing full theme statements right now. You're just focused on the abstract nouns. And I'll also have a tutorial for chapter 3. We're going to do chapter 3 notes together. So below this video, there will be a separate video on how to do chapter 3 notes. And then you guys can watch that and do chapter 3 with me, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, so a quick, just few questions to ask yourself. And this slideshow will be in the Google site as well, so you can scroll through it on your own pace as well. But if you are struggling identifying abstract nouns from the text, so as you're reading about chapter 3 and chapter 4, if you're struggling, you have no clue where to start, really look through these questions and ask yourself these questions. And I think asking yourself these questions and being aware of these questions is going to help you identify those abstract nouns that you need to know or need to write down in your notes. First of all, examine the key events or details from the text. That's not even really a question. That's just like what you should be doing. So really look at the actions of the characters, look at the dialogue that the characters are speaking, look at how the plot moves through those different chapters, and using those key events or details, ask yourself what those key details are actually about. And then think, how are all the events and details in the text related to one another? And then what is the big idea that unifies or links these details together? And then push yourself to summarize. What is this story actually about? If you had to give a summary of this story, what would you tell me is the summary? What would you tell someone who's never read chapter 3 or chapter 4? What would you say about that chapter? And use that summary to pull out abstract nouns for your notes. So these are just some helpful tips to ask yourself and helpful questions to kind of guide you through this process of identifying abstract nouns for your notes. So this brings us to your overall task for Thursday. So today is Monday, September 14th. You are getting this assignment today, and it is due on Thursday. So you have Monday, September 14th. You have Tuesday, you have Wednesday, and you have part of Thursday before our Google Meet to do this entire assignment. That's plenty of time, guys. So please make sure you're managing your time. Please make sure that by the time you come to our Google Meet on Thursday, you have every single page of notes completely filled out to the standards that I have set, and make sure that it is completely turned in, okay? You guys are prepared for this, and I'm giving you plenty of time to make this happen. So your task for Thursday is to read chapters 3 and 4. You are going to complete the note pages for each chapter using the notes template that I have given you since the first Monday that we did all of the notebook setup. You can use the digital notebooks that some of you guys are doing, or you can use a physical notebook, whatever works best for you. But every single chapter is going to have a notes page, and it's going to follow the template that I've set out for you to follow. And number 3 is new, and this is where you're connecting this new idea of writing down themes. You're going to start asking questions in your PLCs about themes. So you're going to not only come up with a few different abstract nouns, but you're also going to come up with 2 to 3 discussion questions. You're going to add these to your notes. And again, I have a notes tutorial for chapter 3. We're going to do chapter 3 together. So make sure you watch that notes tutorial, and you'll see how we're going to do this and what that should look like. And you're going to do this before your PLC on Thursday. I am not providing discussion questions for you this week. So if you guys show up unprepared on Thursday and nobody has discussion questions, then we're going to have that problem-solving conversation of what part of this did not click or what part of your decision-making didn't help you complete this assignment. And we'll probably have to discuss that with your parents as well, because you have plenty of time to reach out to me and ask me questions if you are confused. There's nothing wrong with being confused, but you have to communicate that confusion so I know and so I can help you. just not doing it and not showing up on Thursday prepared is not an option. And then make sure you submit those pictures of your notes to Google Classroom. So really quickly, again, some questions to ask yourself as you're trying to come up with discussion questions. Number 1, what is something you are confused by? Sorry, there's my dog. What is something you are confused by? If you're confused by it, that's a great discussion question because someone else in the group may have a different perspective and might help you understand the text more. Number 2, what is something you think is controversial about the text? And then number 3, what is something we are studying that you could ask your group about? So specifically this week, you could ask questions about theme. So you could ask your classmates, okay, well, what were some abstract nouns that you found? Not just that, but how did you find those abstract nouns? What did the characters do or say to reveal that abstract noun or that theme to you as a reader? What evidence do you have to support that? If you're needing help with this, and again, this is attached in the Google site below, so please scroll through this on your own time as well. You can click this link and it will take you to a separate question stems slideshow. And in this slideshow, you guys will actually see some question stems that you could fill in, and these could be your discussion questions that you bring to the discussion on Thursday. So again, not only do you have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and part of Thursday, that's 3.5 days to do this assignment, to come up with 2 to 3 discussion questions and to fill in your notes and read the chapters, you're also getting sentence stems to do this assignment. So please do not come to class on Thursday with no discussion questions. As always, let me know if you need help. Let me know if you are confused about anything. Let me know if you have trouble accessing anything. If you wait 3.5 days to tell me that you couldn't access something, that's really not an excuse to not do the assignment. It's still going to be counted late. It's still going to be counted missing. So it's better to just let me know initially as soon as something happens that you can't access, or as soon as something happens that you're not able to view. Tell me now, because waiting 3 days is still not an excuse when you've had 3 days to reach out to me, okay? Let me know if you need anything. And I'm excited to see you guys today when we have our live Google Meet.